BMP, the raw blueprint. When Microsoft rolled out the original version of Windows back in 1985, computers needed a straightforward way to record image data. Their solution was the bitmap, or BMP, about as unrefined as digital files get. It simply maps out the color of every single pixel in a linear sequence, skipping compression almost entirely. Nothing is simplified or discarded. While this preserves pristine quality, the catch is massive file inflation. A standard photo that normally measures in kilobytes can easily balloon to tens of megabytes as a raw BMP. It does feature a couple of clever tricks, such as supporting transparency through an alpha channel, accompanied by a DIB, device-independent bitmap, component hidden inside to tell the system how to interpret the raw data. However, by the mid-1990s, the emergence of the Internet combined with expensive storage meant these massive files were no longer practical. JPEG conquering the size problem. That bottleneck was tackled in 1992 by the Joint Photographic Experts Group, whose initials gave the new format its name, JPEG. Their breakthrough relied on a clever observation. If you zoom into a digital photo, whether it is a patch of sky, human skin, or a wall, neighboring pixels are usually nearly identical in color. The JPEG algorithm efficiently merges these near matches, shaving off microscopic color variations the human eye cannot perceive. Across an entire picture, this dramatically slashes the file size. The compromise is a minor loss of quality with every compression pass. Because nobody needs pixel-perfect accuracy for a quick thumbnail or website asset, JPEG quickly conquered the web. The naming quirk. If you have seen it written as JPG or JPE, that is simply a legacy constraint from early computer file systems that capped extensions at 3 characters. The JFIF companion. To help printers know physical print dimensions, dots per inch, a companion format called JFIF is usually tagged onto JPEGs, acting like an instruction manual taped to the back of a photo. While screens mostly ignore it, the data is almost always there. PNG, fixing transparency and quality loss. While JPEG solved storage, it introduced 2 major pain points: zero transparency and compounding quality degradation. PNG entered the scene to solve both. Instead of the standard 3 color channels, red, green, and blue, PNG adds a 4th component called the alpha channel. This functions like an opacity slider for every individual pixel, allowing anything from complete invisibility to solid opacity or smooth, semi-transparent ghosting. This is what lets logos float effortlessly over any background. If you strip that alpha channel away, for instance, by converting a PNG to a JPEG, all those transparent pixels default to solid white, creating that frustrating white box behind your logo. Note that simply renaming a file extension from PNG to JPG won't fix this. You need an actual converter to alter the underlying data. Furthermore, PNG applies minimal compression, meaning it retains maximum original detail at the cost of larger file sizes. TIFF, the professional standard. While PNG suited everyday users, graphic designers and professional print shops required ultimate fidelity. Enter TIFF, tagged image file format. TIFF applies virtually no compression, rivaling BMP in sheer file size while offering maximum preservation of detail, alongside PNG-style transparency. Its standout feature is its ability to bundle multiple distinct images inside a single file, much like bound pages in a book. This is why multi-page document scanners default to TIFF, allowing image viewers to flip through a scan stack page by page. GIF, the pillar of internet culture. It is hard to imagine modern internet humor without the GIF. At its core, a GIF is simply a sequence of individual frames that loop continuously once they reach the end, complete with transparency support. However, it carries a hidden restriction unknown to most users. A GIF is strictly limited to a maximum of 256 total colors across the entire image sequence. This is why older GIFs often appear grainy or color-banded compared to a JPEG of the same subject. It simply runs out of color slots to work with. WebP, the all-in-one challenger. By the mid-2010s, Google looked at the fragmented landscape. JPEG for compression, PNG for transparency, and GIF for animation, and introduced WebP to unify them all. Unlike older formats that specialize in either lossy compression, summarizing details, or lossless compression, retaining everything, WebP handles both. It supports animation like a GIF and transparency like a PNG, all while producing smaller file sizes than traditional equivalents. This is why a massive portion of the modern web relies on WebP behind the scenes. ICO, the invisible Windows icon. The final format has likely been staring at you throughout your entire computer session. ICO. Powering Windows icons since version 1 in 1985, ICO features minimal compression and full transparency support. Because individual ICO files are capped at a maximum resolution of 256 by 256 pixels, they remain remarkably lightweight. Better yet, a single ICO file can bundle multiple resolution versions of the exact same graphic. This allows Windows to instantly pull a large desktop icon or a tiny taskbar icon from the exact same file. It is also the very same format running the favicon tab icons in your web browser today.